Ochile eafuhi ebani na wo eko wablade abi meneju miniji nyomai enyoke ejeno manyawale nyonye afi yakpe nyomai enyoke ekpamni na shemo ni shanene wobwana woke bahani shemo ne kejote Facebook ke YouTube banya kwaye MBN 360 minaja modote shidane obabote sajam ne ha wokwa otie ni yeshemo ekome
Amralwe ewushi ake gbejegbe oti yaye ni chumo babo ino yaye Bono East ke fata big push ni femwe ahe. Yes, shikaki ya jwa yili sanjamnie Ghana efo debt service bed in loja chuno keje uhaminja nyomai enumo keba uhaminja nyomai enyo alo 55% to 20%. Ni ye manse sajam ni hwe amani boy fele fan ake Brenham ke long range missile blueprints ya ha mayenilo Zelensky bemini e asara Kiev.
Sajene meke koko maijino nyebanu yeshani na adafitwaa Agbene sanje di enchemli bote mone. Amralwe ewie ake eba agbele gbejegbe oti ikome amniye Bono East popano ye big push initiative lo ni famous shishi ke wojora yelihe amniye wale ke gbo nipa mose nyomo ano ni echi okwa yeli ni chumogbe ni eke ya enyi.
Mayen yelo se kwelo wolo peche nana Jane Opoko ajemanji moni hashiwo ne ye mekobunu homecoming lo shifo shishwa moni fe moni ji enumo ke afiyeli shishin ye atebubu.
A bad road is not simply an inconvenience. Government has therefore placed road infrastructure at the center of the Big Push program. Here in Bono East, work is progressing on roads, including the first phase. And you all know that, don't you? So moving to the second phase, even more will be done. This is particularly important because agriculture remains central to the local economy. Our farmers produce maize, yam, and other crops for this municipality and for other markets beyond it. The task is not simply to produce more. We must reduce post-harvest losses, improve storage and market access, support processing, and ensure that farming provides better and more reliable incomes for our farmers. That is reflected in the Feed Ghana program, which emphasizes food production, storage, processing, and stronger agricultural value chains.
Mansolo ni kwa gbejigbe sajin ano anunyamo Gavin Kwame Agboja ewie ake amralo etoyin ake eke solar kane bato grid powered street lights anajanke bolibam.
Not too long ago, the traffic lights at the Tema end of the motorway went off, and everybody was crying. How come the lights are off? The easiest thing to do is to blame ECG. It turns out it has nothing to do with ECG. Some miscreants, as you said, went and removed all the cables underground, and the thing went off. We need to now pay the new contractor to completely rewire the thing. So as a result, we've been discussing, government has taken a decision to replace all street lights with solar. Because you see, with solar, even if one is damaged, the others can work. We have directed that all our agencies, all the replacement and new project you are doing, no more electricity powered, or never when I say electricity, main grid powered street light. We are going full hog on solar. And the Ministry of Energy, Honorable Jinapo, is leading that across the country. So anytime we get, we need to replace any street light, don't go ahead and do the wiring. Just get to your agency head in Accra, and then they will work with the Ministry of Energy to replace them with solar ones.
Pansolo ni kwa gbejigba isajano anunyamo kwame Gavin Sagboja eha contractors lo ni chulo ni minchu ni ye Accra ke Kumasi gbejigba no ke ashi manyawale nyone na agbe ni amekuse ke abo ni chumo ke je na kae ameha ale ake amesumo ni amechuo ni edong.
I want to use the opportunity to encourage every single contractor working on the Accra Kumasi bypass, as a matter of urgency, get back to site or tell us you are no longer interested. And that deadline is end of this month. If you don't get back to site, it means you are no longer interested. I know many of them would have loved to go back, but because of this issue about compensation and other things, which you are going to address next week, once that is done, we expect all the contractors to be back on site, because every contractor working on Accra Kumasi bypass is a big push contractor as well. He's working elsewhere, so there's no reason. Yes, the 1.9 billion original project cost is now almost 6 billion. It's now almost 6 billion, which is a significant amount of money. And sometimes when people talk about this, they just talk without looking at the numbers. Government has never stopped the contractor from working. We're just working out what will be the true cost of completing it. And who would have imagined that a project that started as 1.9 billion is now 6 billion? How did we get it wrong? We didn't get it wrong politically. The previous government didn't get it wrong politically. There was not enough work done to determine the right cost of the project. We rushed into it, and unfortunately, the NDC under President Mahama will now have to do the heavy lifting by correcting that.
Presiding Bishop Keham Methodist Asafoni Uganda ne Most Reverend Professor Johnson Kwabna Asamoah-Gyedu ewu amralo ne kwani eye campaign shiwe feano ni echuni ni Ghana biba na hise.
Well, my message is first a message of goodwill to all of the country. We wish the citizenry well. Although we are a specific denomination, we are able to do what we do because of the country in which we live. And so my message to the citizenry is, let us fulfill our obligations as citizens. And I like to also extend that to the government to pay close attention to the promises they made to the country when they were campaigning for office. I don't like it when an issue crops up and you talk about it and some political actors say, but you didn't talk about it when the previous government was doing it. My answer to that is that if we like what we saw, we would have voted them out. So there's no point in making any reference. You promised that you would do new things, so we expect that that will be done. So we encourage the government to pay attention to its promises and fulfill them for Ghanaians, because we are in very high expectations and high expectation, and I pray that the promises will be fulfilled.
Mansolo ni kwa mahibu sajin nyamo Muntaka Mubarak ewo Ghana Police Service na amewo ame modern bomb hiwale ke kumo vigilantism lo kui kome anife mo ye manem.
Mansolo chomni ake ankobi ke kuini etromame self-defense forces alome ni mino kenshime kokome ya me ya fabanfo he minta acho na agba eha ma atu enjole. Mansolo ri ake bahia na bomodeni ako vigilantism na bona fe ni ekabafe noko ni ba akpata mambi a hwehwehwe na mo keman onupai ahie lo man nupai anuchumoi ahie. Famone ba kenye na agba ikome anoni awele kenkoku ikome ni minchuni ye afabanfo nuchumoku esegbe ake amehu afabanfo loi na wie ake no na ekeje akwe na ahie keba agbaga na mano ya ketu enjole na.
We observe with concern a new trend of chiefs, political parties, individuals, and some organizations building forces for self-protection. The Vigilantism and Related Offences Act 2019 Act 999 is clear on this matter. These are illegal and should not be tolerated. There should be no forces for protection of any person or group except those authorized by the state. I'm equally concerned about the growing practice of officers and trainers in our training school, allowing videos and other content of recruits undergoing training to be recorded and shared on social media. This practice must stop. I therefore direct all service commanders to ensure that appropriate controls are put in place to prevent the unauthorized recording, publication, and circulation of images or videos of recruits in training.
Ya Sajin Koko Meng Amlie, Mansolo Nicole Trade, Agribusiness, Ke Industry Sanjiano, Anunyamo Elizabeth Ofosu Ajari, Ewo Ghana Bianga, ni Ametro Higbeyano, Kebote Ghana ne Medicinal Cannabis Industry, Alo Nuchumomi.
Ewie ake cannabis lo chofa ni na wala ke ha no chumo ye chofa fe mom ni banye ewa ke wo hiwale papa na mo no chumo mli hiwale na agbene hwe egbele ni chumo agbe e ha me ke fe shika ye re mom ni ke keji achu cannabis lo chofa ni na wala ni eji gbe papa no eji ake ne ke gbe ni wa afa na eji no ko ni wo ba fe ke chaki ma hiwale papa na mo saje ni wo ke bon chofa fe mo wo fe won ta o chamo no he won mi wo man bi ahiwale na mebote ni chumo na emni na metro no kefe shika ere mo e ba ke fata amralwe susumo ni yo ake e ba ha ni cannabis lo chofa ni na wa acho no chumo gbe ni e ha me titiri ye he ni atawo akefe chofa ni akewo okwayele ni chumo mli huye.
Before I conclude, dealing in cannabis is Christian because this one is going to be used for the manufacture of medicines. We all want healing, and so I encourage people to enter into this business and make all the money, even as we heal people.
Kewonchashie moy ano Chuchu Works and Housing Minister Anunyamo Kojo Oponku maiwi ake mahen yellow John Dramani Mahama Himoke Yeli ke bagbe saglemi housing project na chon ake anko nuchumoku ye hia ye amralo nuchumo yami.
Mayen yela Mahama bemli ni ete shishara mo ye ni amatri ne ye ke clen shine niji ohai pawe abagbe na wose afi mli no ni ye remomli nke nko no ya ni fe mo ne he owula opon kuma wi ake saji ni bolio saglemine chon ake anko nuchumoku niji private sector ya jubang ne wi keshi NDC masjanata omoku ake chuchukwe ameteshi ameshi nekenoko ye ameden chameso mo na ni bia hewo.
I was pleased to note that, first of all, the process that we went through to use private sector participation to complete the Saglemi project, that process has been upheld by this administration. Second, the private sector developer who we selected and signed the heads of terms to go to site and to start working. You recall that when he started working and there was a fire, they said we were trying to burn down Saglemi and hide stuff. That private sector developer is being allowed to continue with his work. And the terms that were agreed with that private sector developer to fund and complete Saglemi is ongoing. And thirdly, I was happy to hear that the benchmarks, the first 700, and then the subsequent about 1,000 and 2,000, etc., and then the continuous development of Saglemi, the president has upheld all of those ones. It gives me comfort that the work that was done in that period when I had the honor of serving as housing minister and the work that was done by the MPP administration to ensure that Saglemi was resurrected, this time on a path that can be self-financing and sustainable, is being upheld and continued by this administration. And I was very pleased to hear the president and the contractors, etc. on.
Obada mo share money no ni wofo eke wokun say wakashika ke dry lisaje baba hani ka chiwe.
Let me introduce you to Farm Global Company Limited. At Farm Global, we offer you a variety of groceries and provisions to choose from: cosmetics, perfumes, bed sheets, undies, boxes, you can mention all. This is our perfume stand, and we have variety of perfumes you can choose from for yourself and your loved ones. We cover Latapa, fragrance world, and quality perfumes that will last long on your body. On our cosmetic section, we have variety of lotions, creams, hair pomades that can keep you going. Let your feet do the talking and your hand do the showcasing. Your babies are not left out. We got you covered. At Farm Global, we make shopping a beautiful experience for you and your family. You can be at home, send your list, and get it delivered for free. Yes, for free. We know you can pay for it, but we want to show appreciation. We bring everything to you at your doorstep. Locate Farm Global on the Nungwa-Boade Road, just opposite Redeemer Chemist. Call us on 0592 0999 52 or 050 384 3633. Farm Global, fast, reliable, and convenient.
Shidak pleji ono aka okuwo yobie ye MBN ADAFITSWAA. Runo ko baje shi ye shika kejo ayili sanjamie Ghana egbo amralo revenue lo shikani akechu onyomo ayeni no ni yibo egbe shi keje ohamlinja nyomai enumo ke enumo keba ohamlinja nyomai enyo alo 55 to 20%.
Manson loni kwa mash kasanjano Dr. Kezola to force in we ake no ya ne fata lo enye bi ane debt restructuring efforts lo modern bose ke fata ihun egbe npa money amike Belgium ma ete ke ba jaje 163 million euros nyomoni anye ma export credit agency noche money eba ye debt service cost lo nyomomlie egbelegbe ni bahani amralwe investi wa kewo public services ke infrastructure lo ni femo short way amning
About 55% of our national debt, national revenue, just to service debt. That was the level we got to. And when you are confronted with a situation like that, then it means that clearly you won't have opportunity to take care of public good. Public services will be the one that will suffer. Less schools, less hospitals, and less social care. And so today I'm proud to say that we have made some considerable progress. Today we are spending less than 20% of our total revenue to service our debt. And that obviously means that, unlike the past, we can spend more and to take care of public infrastructure and social care.
Nonu akabagbe na yeshika kejo ayili sanjamie Ghana na se na mokecho investment kume fe $2.6 billion no yenye se afimli yemle ake na agba ikomemi ya no yemanse mone.
Ghana shkato hewulue onukwa Dr. Johnson isiama yue ake yibo ilo figure se ekpeo suomo he ke hemoke yeli ni investors ena yemash kasajin amni. Esa ite nwe ake bahia ni awo manse bi ahiwale bonafe ni amika meshika awo maamli ketuni bi amli ni mahu bomode kegbala investment babao kewo maamli kebua shikai ana.
This is a strong indication that investors continue to see the opportunities that exist within our economy. Equally important is the quality and nature of these investments. Existing investors They are not only maintaining their presence in Ghana, but they are also expanding their operations and reinvesting in the economy. We are also witnessing increasing interest in sectors such as manufacturing, agribusiness, logistics, and technology-enabled services. This trend aligns with our broader economic ambition, i.e., to transition from an economy that primarily exports raw materials to one that creates greater value through industrialization, innovation, and competitiveness.
Obafo wa ishkumeko ke wakumwase wako yin ba choma se kunwa kono nisi no huye jeme.
Haka wodi yasam luku faso. Baba, me again. Nessa we yale. Me kwa dwuma mu hia me nti. Mentimi antsent ma fra me doctor fra wonam kwaso wo ba. Share na kwa. Si wo wusu ani. Yes, malaria. Malaria. Oh, what they say we dey router. Me kope bia bre nsisi. Aduro ne fe no router mixer. Ye ka malaria aduro a. And running router. So Gaftrap and the draw ku abaso body ase. Wabo router mixer abaso. Router natural products nduane router mixer. Ya ye dikutia a treat. Router tonic and the router life wa. Ehuru e feel srade bone e fi nipadua mu. Nasa support immune system no. Router de obi ase ye. FDA age dwede nkra to ya tu.
Nino ko ba jenshi kegbe na ye wona gbese moniji Manchester jam nie Andy Benham min kadi eklenklen Manchester ramo ake UK Prime Minister yegbe family Kenya Kiev ni ike blueprints ya wona fe ni Ukraine ma aboya medienche ame long range missiles femo.
Amanebo fele fang ake ebata eklenklen hinabu amoke ha coalition of the willing me ni keba for drunk pamoy keba ngmegbe ni defense firm MBDA adi classify lo amejie yomo ikomeka amanebo kome ye UK dade low components kome ni aketroni ye France scalp long range missile say amlin Esaramo no kefata tahumoni egbeisha Ukraine ke Russia te nehani bianem doleko ebakanshi kenko Russia bia chojin kakadanjin alo long range ni amike atutwa Russian bia train bakba energy infrastructure Benham re a ke Britain bakan ye ewa Ukraine na ke ashi abana to enjole ni sejike
Yo abladi abibi eji ni be bang mo ogbeni wo kesha ni ne shemo ya washidani wo baya nye ha wakwa oti eni jikwe shemo ya mliko.
Amralo ewushi ake egbejegbe oti yaye ni chumo babo ino yaye Bono East kefata big push ni femoe ahe. Yes, shikaki ajwa yili sanjamie Ghana efo debt service bed in loja chuno keje uhamninja nyomai enumo keba uhamninja nyomai eno alo 55% to 20%. Niye manse sajam niwe amania boy fele fang ake Benham ke long range missile blueprints yaha maye Nilo Zelensky bemini Asara Kiev.
Mimoni ge shemo e banye gbeno shani ne jina jama odute ke feel feature dromo oba akpe shoshani ne kebia mi no nye wala don kebe ni nye yike kwa